Well, spring has officially sprung, and creativity is also blossoming alongside flowers and buds across the province. That creativity will be on full display at the Spring Show and Sale with the Charleswood Art Group taking place in just a few days at Charleswood United Church. Jo McKeever and Monica Bailey are two of the organizers of the Spring Show and will also be two of the artists on display. They both join me live in the Classic 107 studios this morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nolan.
Thank you so much for being here. Maybe we'll start with you, Jo. Maybe you can tell us a bit about the Charleswood Art Group and how it first got started.
You know what? I'm going to ask Monica to
All right,
do that because
Monica.
She actually looked something up this morning.
Oh,
to have
wonderful.
actual dates for you.
Wonderful.
Well, the Charleswood Art Group was founded in 1951, so that would be 74 years ago,
Wow.
if my math is correct, by 5 creative people. And now, 70 some years later, we have 50 active members.
Wow.
We're very proud to have this large number of people who regularly paint with us on Monday mornings. Mondays all day, not just morning. Monday all day long at a church in Charleswood. And we help each other, we support each other, we inspire each other. We have programs going on occasionally, and sometimes with our members giving the programs, and other times we have outside people that come in and lead workshops for
Lovely.
us.
That sounds like so much fun. How did you first join the art group, Monica?
How? I lived in the neighborhood. I've been in Charleswood for a very long time. I started to get interested in art before I retired. I was a teacher, and I did a lot of art with my students. I integrated art with social studies and science and math and language arts wherever I could. And then when I retired, I decided I need to get a little bit more serious here. But I am self-taught.
Wow.
At that time, I started, this is like, how many years ago? 16 years ago I retired. Books, videos, and so on. But now there's YouTube for everything. So you just have to click a button and there you go.
Absolutely.
And I'm a watercolor artist. My work is in watercolors. And I heard from a friend at that time, it was about 10 years ago, that the art group had openings coming up that year because we have a cap at 50. And she said, apply right now. So I did. And that's how I got in.
And there you go. What about for you, Jo? How did you first join the art group?
Well, I've been an artist my whole life. And I actually was in a workshop somewhere with another artist, and she told me about it. So I joined, and it's been, as Monica said, it's a lot of fun. It's a really good opportunity, to share ideas with other people that have some of the same thoughts or completely different ones than you do. I think that I find a lot of inspiration for myself from some of the members. Sometimes they'll be watching what I do and ask me where are you going with that, and sort of incorporating whatever they think might be, I do a lot of cartooning and things like that. So they're, sort of will add in, oh, that person looks like this, or what are they doing, and etc. So so I've been with the group over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So we've got a watercolorist and we have a cartoonist. And I would imagine there's a wide variety of other sorts of mediums and genres reflected within the Charleswood Art Group. Maybe you can take us inside that Monday space at that church when you're all getting it together. What is, Jo, what is that like to be amongst all of these artists? And what do you think that brings to your art versus if you were creating on your own, for example?
Well, I think, like I said, things like somebody looking at what you're doing and, sort of either assisting you with perspective or, something that they know that you don't, or you're able to help someone else with their, colors or any of the things that artists need to know. And a lot of people are, as Monica said, self-taught. And so they still bring a lot. Sometimes they've done a lot more sort of reading and research than those of us that went to art school, that they really maybe are more dedicated finding things out that some people just kind of take for granted and do, and really, so maybe don't research as much as they might. So yeah, I think the group situation it really fosters everyone's creativity.
Yeah. So you talk about that sort of self-taught nature, Monica, as well, to build on what Jo was just saying. When you're in those sessions on Mondays with the rest of the artists, what kind of, I mean, it doesn't sound like instruction so much as it is just like sort of cross influence. How do you take maybe something like from a cartoonist as an example and then say, wow, I know how I can put that into my work as a watercolorist?
Well, I think that possibly happened with me. When I started out, I guess, very traditional with my watercolors, serene little scenery and street scenes or whatever. But I've changed. Then I started painting from photos and doing more kind of realistic type things from photographs. But now I paint from my imagination, and I've started doing, I guess, whimsical little scenes. And Jo, and there's somebody else in the group as well that does kind of doodle art. And probably that inspired me to attempt something different like that. And it is different for me.
Wow.
This will be the second year that I have some of that whimsy going on.
So you have the inspiration from the artists around you, but also the unique locale in Charleswood. What sorts of things inspire your art group in that part of the city that maybe you wouldn't get if you were in another part of Winnipeg, do you think?
And that's a trickier question. I know that a lot of our artists do Manitoban scenes. We have people doing Manitoba scenes in watercolor, in acrylic, probably in oils, I'm not sure. And we have people doing pastels. But I'm thinking there's somebody who does back lanes, for example. That's, and just scenes of back lanes. Now, that would be anywhere in the city. It's not just Charleswood. Mind you, we do have a lot of deer, and I think we do have people doing animal subjects in their art. One of our people does colored pencil art. And she said she started during COVID and just went for a walk and saw dandelions or whatever and said, okay, I can do that. The materials on hand were these colored pencils. And she has now morphed into a very detailed, wonderful, award-winning artist with her colored pencil art.
Wow. So that's some of the ways in which the group even gets to evolve, even as the community evolves around. Maybe, Jo, you can speak to, over the years, how the art group has maybe changed to reflect a changing Charleswood and different mediums that have come along since you first became a part of the group. It's all good.
Great.
No, it's all good.
I was just thinking when you were talking about different mediums, because what actually, it's not just painting and drawing and so on. We also have silk screen printers, potters, and I think that's maybe all the different kinds of mediums we have. And a lot of that work, of course, does not take place at the Monday mornings because you need special space to do those kinds of things. And so for us, when the show comes up, it's kind of interesting because what you see on a Monday morning is not what we will see on the weekend at the show.
That's right.
And it's a big surprise, a good, pleasant surprise.
Absolutely,
for us.
which is a great segue to talking about what people can see if they come down to Charleswood United Church this weekend. What does the art show and sale look like when people get down there?
Okay, we have the setup is a sort of traditional kind of grid-like things that we hang our work on. On the Friday night, we have a wine and cheese as well, so people can come and look forward to that. And it's really nice sort of time to circulate and look at what people are doing. We also have cancer care, sort of a display that some of the artists have donated things to. And the proceeds from a raffle that we have are donated to the art program at Cancer Care, which is apparently very well received by patients there. I'm trying to think what else.
Well, yeah, we have one area table with art that is, I want to say, different, I guess. The pottery would be back there. We have one person who does eggs, not Ukrainian-style eggs. She calls it egg art. They're very unique. She carves away part of the shell. She'll add to the shell. These things can open up. What did she call them? Memo boxes.
Okay.
That would be perfect for commemorative gifts for special occasions. Those are very unique. I had never seen anything like that in my life. We have somebody doing anime style characters.
Yep.
And I know that she also shows her work at Comic-Con, and she's going to Toronto next month for whatever is going on there in that world. And then somebody who does bugs and spiders in their art, as well as a lot of traditional type things. But we do have different things as well.
A wide range of things on display at the Charleswood Art Group's Spring Show and Sale, taking place this Friday from 5 to 9 with the wine and cheese that Monica just mentioned. Also taking place on Saturday from 10 until 4 and Sunday, April 27th from 12 until 4. All of this at Charleswood United Church, which is at 4820 Roblin Boulevard, which is Roblin at Dieppe. And more information can be found at charleswoodartgroup.com. We'll have more information as well at classic107.com and the Classic 107 app later on today. Monica Bailey and Jo McKeever, thank you so much for joining us in the Classic 107 studios to tell us more about the art show.
Thanks, Nolan.
Thank you for having us.
I'll see you there.
Oh, yes, you will.